Are you still waiting for the day you'll wake up brave? Waiting for the pain to hit harder? Or have you already realized that the life you want is on the other side of the cowardice you keep protecting? Because deep down, you already know the fear won't vanish, but you can choose to stop kneeling before it. This video isn't for those looking for motivation. It's for those ready to face the pain, to tear apart what's paralyzing them, to lay their own choices on the table and admit, if my life is stuck, it's because I've been hiding behind a pretty excuse called prudence. But every well-crafted excuse hides buried potential. Here, you'll discover why courage isn't found, it's forged. You'll learn how to turn discomfort into direction, fear into fuel, doubt into action. But watch this until the end only if you're ready to stop running and finally become someone who takes action, even with shaky hands. Some people seem weak, but they're not. They're just too strong to run. That's right. Some people have spent so much energy avoiding pain, escaping discomfort, that they got used to the idea that hiding is safer. But the thing is, every escape comes with a price, and it always shows up disguised as frustration, as a lukewarm life, as a dream tucked away in a drawer. Cowardice doesn't look like cowardice. It wears the mask of rationality. It says, now's not the right time, I'm not sure I'm good enough, I'll wait a little longer. But behind these elegant excuses lies the fear of being seen, the fear of failing, the fear of showing up and not being applauded. But here's the truth. No one builds anything without risking looking ridiculous in the beginning. The truth is, you don't need more strength. You already have it. What you need is to stop wasting that strength running from everything that challenges you. Because the more you run from fear, the more it grows. But when you face it, it crumbles. And in that exact moment, when you choose to stay, even though every part of you wants to disappear, that's when the first brick of your courage is laid. But to get there, you have to leave your comfort zone, or better yet, your self-built prison. You know what's more dangerous than failure? A life that's fine the way it is. The kind that doesn't hurt, but also doesn't thrill. That doesn't upset you, but also doesn't move you. The comfort zone is deadly because it doesn't knock you down all at once. It dims you slowly. It numbs your courage, your ambition, your identity. And by the time you realize it, you're not living anymore. You're just repeating. That's the most perfect trap cowardice sets. It doesn't scream. It soothes. It convinces you that the peace of not trying is better than the pain of growing. And you buy it. You settle for a routine that doesn't excite you, a job that doesn't challenge you, a version of yourself that no longer feels true. And why? Because it's comfortable, because it's safe. But then you lay down each night with a quiet restlessness you can't explain, and it comes from the part of you that's suffocating inside this invisible coffin. And there's only one way out. Blow the walls off your comfort zone with real action. I'm not talking about reckless chaos. I'm talking about conscious movement. One step at a time, away from what's keeping you small. Because the world you dream of doesn't fit the cowardly version of you you're still protecting. And when you finally tear that shell apart, you'll see the pain of growth is nothing compared to the weight of staying the same. Real transformation isn't pretty. It's not tidy. It doesn't come with an inspiring soundtrack. It's violent, messy, painful. Because changing course means killing off a version of yourself that was comfortable with mediocrity. And that hurts. It hurts so much that most people would rather stay miserable than face the grief of letting go of who they got used to being. When you decide to change, you go to war with everything you were. Your excuses, your beliefs, your emotional addictions, they all scream for you to quit. And then you get it. There is no rebirth without blood. The version of you that you dream of becoming won't be born from pretty words or Instagram quotes. It's going to be born from your decision to tear off the old skin, no matter how much it burns, no matter how terrifying it is. And here's the cruelest part. No one can do it for you. You have to walk through that dark chamber of discomfort alone. But that's where you uncover something no one told you. There's strength hiding in places you thought were only pain. And each time you don't run, you start rebuilding in silence. But there's still one missing element. The thing that turns raw courage into lasting strength. You know what it is? Some people spend their whole lives waiting to feel courageous before they act. But courage isn't a feeling that shows up. It's a structure you choose to build, even while trembling, even while sweating, even while scared out of your mind. Courage is born from movement. It doesn't show up before action. It only appears after that first shaky step, with your voice cracking and your heart pounding. You're not going to wake up one day ready. That's a fantasy. Courage is forged like steel, through heat, pressure, and repetition. Every time you face what paralyzes you, you gain emotional weight. You learn to breathe inside chaos, to stop backing down when discomfort shows up. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the muscle that grows when you choose to move despite the fear. And the more you act, the more you realize that courage is trainable. That's why bold people seem fearless. They weren't born that way. They were built through practice. One step, one failure, one attempt at a time. You don't have courage. You build it. But to do that, you've got to let go of the illusion that it'll magically appear one day. Because here's the brutal truth. The life you want is already waiting for you. But your cowardice won't let you get there. It's hard to admit, but let's be honest. You already know what you need to do. You know the path. You know the cost. You know the first step. And yet, you don't take it. Not because you lack time, money, or opportunity, but because you don't have the courage to let go of the cowardly version of yourself you've been protecting. The one that prefers comfort over greatness. The one that chooses excuses over direction. The life you want isn't some distant future. It already exists somewhere between your fear and your action. But to reach it, you're going to have to break old promises you made to yourself. You're going to have to betray your own comfort zone. And yes, it will hurt. It'll feel like you're falling apart inside. But that pain, it's the sound of your new life being born. So tell me, how long are you going to pretend you're not ready? How long are you going to disguise cowardice as logic? How long will you pretend you don't know? When in truth, you just don't want to face the cost of becoming who you're meant to be. You can keep feeding the version of you that keeps you stuck, or you can start building the one that sets you free. But the truth is brutal. They can't both live in the same body. Choose. Now answer me honestly. How long are you going to keep justifying your cowardice with pretty speeches? How long will you say you're waiting for the right moment, when deep down you're just afraid of seeing yourself fail? Life won't spare you just because you have good intentions. It only respects those who act. If you made it this far, it's because some part of you is screaming for change. But change doesn't happen in your head. It begins the moment you stand up, look in the mirror, and decide. Enough hiding, today I begin. Begin trembling, begin failing, begin crying, but begin. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's a daily choice. It's sweat. It's callous. Now it's on you. What part of your cowardice dies today? Tell me in the comments. And if this video shook something inside you, do what a coward wouldn't. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and start writing your breakthrough with your own hands. The version of you that you dream of is waiting on the other side of fear.